This one's going to be his favorite topic ever, where we get to talk about overrated band. That's right, all the bands that a lot of people like or think that are great from a critical standpoint, but we think suck. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to JD, and he's going to start rolling with one of his picks for most overrated band.
I can almost tell you them myself, but go ahead.
All right, my number 3 most overrated band of all time has to be Green Day.
All right.
I don't
care
for this. I don't care for Billy Joe Armstrong, whatever his name. I don't like his voice. I think
Billy Jack Haynes.
I think calling your first album, I think it's called Dookie or something. That's fucking retarded. And I can't name maybe 5 songs, although it looks like they've had like 20 albums out. I don't know. I've seen like they've had multiple albums debut at number 1. I'm like, I can't even name a song off of these albums.
Yes, you can. Theme song.
What, Dookie?
A time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once.
Well, like I said, I can name maybe 5 songs. That's about it.
That's your theme song. Come on.
Basket Case.
Yeah,
I do like a couple of them of their songs, but they were inducted their first chance into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Come on, out of here. You know how long it took Judas Priest? Are they even in the Hall of Fame yet?
I don't think
know.
so.
You know how long it took Rush to get into the Hall of Fame? You know how long it took Kiss first year ballot? They're in the Hall of Fame.
I agree. I know I brought them up a couple weeks back when you were talking about Poison, and at the time, 1994, Poison was being ridiculed for being a hair band, how they had no talent. Then right after that, Green Day comes off with basically rip-off song from Poison, another set of 3-chord wonders, Green Day, and they get all kinds of critical acclaim, and God knows why.
So that was not my number 3.
Robbie Biddle, what is your number 3?
My number 3 is an older band, not together anymore, but it is the Beatles.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, I went there. Now, they've got some great songs. When I was in Vegas, I went to the Cirque du Soleil show, and it was Beatles themed, and so it was all set to Beatles music, and it was entertaining. But they ripped off too many people. They ripped off African American songs from
Why do they have to be African American songs?
Chuck Berry. They stole songs from him. Come Together is just like You Can't Catch Me by Chuck Berry. I Saw Her Standing There is like I'm Talking About You by Chuck Berry. And all the bullshit, like Yellow Submarine, that whole album, I don't understand it. I don't know. I don't like the songs. I don't like anything about it.
Ditto.
People love them. They'll be iconic forever, but I just don't really care for them.
So it sounds like they stole a lot of songs from Chuck Berry. Do you know, did they steal any songs from Buck Cherry?
Not Buck Cherry.
We love the cocaine. We love the cocaine.
So they didn't steal Chuck Berry's My Ding-a-Ling?
Maybe they have seen his ding-a-ling, but I don't know that they stole it.
Okay, so my number 3, I can't say I really like any of their songs at all. I think they have a bass player who is talented in the fact that he can move his hands really fast, but whatever is coming out of the amp subsequently just sounds like a bunch of garbage. Their singer, it looks like this weirdo that I went to high school with, and I'm talking about the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh.
To me, they suck.
Wow.
I don't know, one of their songs that I would consider to be really rock or metal. There's maybe some things from way back when they were first, I should say, not even big, but just getting heard of, where I think they did a remake of a Stevie Wonder song, Higher Ground, which...
You don't like Blood Sugar Sex Magic album?
No, I think it is dumb.
Wow.
I will take all their albums and give them away now.
That was great.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it's perfect.
JD, what is your number 2?
All right. I know everybody's going to hate me for this one, but...
Poison.
And we're not talking about Belle Biv DeVoe.
Poison.
Yes, we're talking about Poison. bunch of music hacks that steals riffs and songs from multiple artists. They got songs like Unsee Bop. To me, I think Bret Michaels came in one day say, "Hey, I got this song called Fat Fuck, but I can't get it to work." So they had to think about it. They said, "Oh, let's make an Unskinny Bop."
Unskinny Bop, nothing more to say.
Yeah. So, if it wasn't for the fact that Bret Michaels and I can't remember the name, not C. DeVille, but the other two guys, if it wasn't for the fact that they're nice-looking guys, this band would have tanked.
Nice
in my
looking.
opinion.
They were ahead of their time. They dressed like trannies in like 1987.
The New York Dolls did that in the 70s.
Do you know Bret Michaels' connection to President Donald Trump?
No, I do not.
Oh, I do. He was, did he win Celebrity Apprentice?
He did.
I never watched the show.
And they both have fake hair.
Wow. Do you think that Bret Michaels' bandana is just the wig and like he just like pulls it all on?
Yep. He could be in the Balding Boys if it wasn't for that bandana with the hair attachment.
Yeah.
And you know what me and Bret Michaels have in commmen?
You're both bald.
You both have diabetes.
Diabetes. That's correct. Good job, Jay. Boxicillin pills.
That sounds like a cure for diabetes.
Robbie Biddle, you're up next.
Okay. When I think of this band, I think of depression. I think of drugs. I think of killing myself. And my number 2 is Pink Floyd.
Well, that's my number 1.
And I hate them too, but I knew someone was going to pick it, so I just left it off my list.
I mean, I went through like a little phase for like a day where I listened to them, and then I'm like, God damn, this is depressing, and it's just boring. I don't know why.
It puts me to sleep.
I mean,
it's not even rock music. It's like slow drudgery.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the slow march to death. So if I had to describe it, that would be it.
Yeah, they're one of those bands where they'll be on the radio like a lot, and you know, sometimes you just forget to change the channel, and then like after 2 minutes of it, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? I gotta change.
That's not channel. Me. As soon as I hear like the first or second note, it skipped.
By that 2 minutes, Jay Boboxicillin, you're pulling the razor blade away from your wrist.
I am.
Oh, I've been brainwashed.
My number 2, I don't think you two are gonna give a shit about these guys. I don't think. But I remember when they came out, a lot of people said they were like musical geniuses. They were going to be the next big thing. But for some reason, these two brothers couldn't get along.
Please tell me you're not saying Oasis.
I am.
Well, I agree because they are absolute garbage.
Yes. But I remember everybody, well, not everybody, but, you know, critical acclaim. They were supposed to be great. To me, they were a gimmick band based around the two brothers not getting along. Did they have a couple songs out there that were hits? I think so. One, I think, was even okay to listen to. But overall, they were not that talented. They did not bring anything musically to the table. Nobody even remembers them. I knew you two would give 2 shits about them, and I give 3 shits about them.
That's one more than us.
Exactly.
You know they had 7 albums? I didn't even know they had 2.
I thought they only had 2. I don't know.
There's 7.
Yeah, they're basically like, oh, well, I guess our feuding brothers thing didn't work. Let's just get back together and make songs that no one will listen to.
Well, it's possible maybe one of them kept going without the other.
Could be. I don't even care to look it up and find out.
Still Queensryche, but Jeff Tate's not the singer.
Yeah, would be like that. All right, JD, what is your number 1 most overrated band?
I've already said it.
Jay Boboxicillin, I'm very disappointed that when you said brothers that didn't really like each other, I thought it was Milli Vanilli. Really disappointed that it was not Milli Vanilli.
I thought you guys were going to think it was the Black Crowes.
My number 1 is Pink Floyd.
And why do you hate them?
The songs are boring, dredge on and on.
You just described a Facebook conversation with yourself.
What?
Dredge on and on. Oh, God.
I'm looking at their albums. They got one that's called "We Were Here." Wish You Were Here. I'm glad I wasn't.
You know that song.
Yeah, everybody knows that song, unfortunately.
I don't know. Just not a fan, never was. I tried to listen to it every time. I get bored.
All right.
So, Robbie Biddle, what is your numero uno?
My number 1, if I had to describe them, is a band that traveled around and some hippie, dirty assholes in vans, followed them around, and did a lot of drugs.
And ate vegetables.
They ate ice cream from Ben and Jerry's. The Cherry Garcia, because my number one overrated band is the Grateful fucking Dead.
Are you grateful?
That are they dead?
Yeah. Well, most of them are, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, now I feel bad. Damn it.
No, Jerry Garcia, definitely.
Yeah. I only know like one of their songs. Otherwise, I think their other one song is
I will survive.
exactly. Their other song started in like 1968, and they're still playing it. It just never ended.
It's never ended. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I was super drunk last night, and I was doing research for today, and I'm like, I told the device whose name I'm not going to say to play some Grateful Dead, and I lasted 30 seconds, and I'm like, stop!
You're like, stop! That's my number one.
It's just horrible, folksy, like hairy armpit chick music.
Yep. And one of those that people who like get highly educated say they're so musically talented because they can go on and go nowhere with their songs. But
Hell, I can hear that outside my house on a weekend at the neighbors. They set up stages and they play bands, and it's just all hippy dippy bullshit. So Grateful Dead, overrated. Sorry that they're dead. Rest in peace.
it is lame. I did some research actually today. I'd already picked mine, but I looked up most overrated bands, and happy to say that a lot of them that we've talked about are on there, such as Green Day, Grateful Dead. They were on a few different lists. Red Hot Chili Peppers was on one. And then this band, which is my number one, which I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for, but they were on this list. And basically, this band, they had some good songs. Their first album they put out didn't really go anywhere. But for some reason, their next album was coincidentally becoming big because people wanted to wear flannel. And then this guy in the band became even bigger because he shot himself in the head. And this band is Nirvana.
You got no problem with me.
Now, again, I like the song Smells Like Teen Spirit. I like the song Come As You Are. Are they the greatest songs of all time? No. Did they put out a CD after Nevermind? Yes, and it wasn't really that good. Maybe that's why he killed himself. I don't know. But anyway, it had the Jesus effect. I'm not saying they have horrible music, at least some of it. Again, their first album went nowhere because it sucked. But basically, the guy killed himself, and in 1994, everybody thought that was great. They should make him a god, start talking about how his music and lyrics were so moving, and he was compared to John Lennon. And I know that was one of your overrated bands anyway, Bobby, but they had meant to think that was a really good thing, and I just thought, okay, why? Who cares? The guy killed himself. That does not make this band any better. If he didn't kill himself, people would be like, what was that band again? Oh, yeah, I think their name was Nirvana. They'd be nobodies.
But did he kill himself?
That's the question.
So you're
Because,
thinking,
in his songs, he says he does not have a gun.
you think it was Courtney Love?
Well, who really benefited when he died?
Oh, she did, big time.
Somebody else really benefited.
Dave Grohl?
You got it.
I don't think it was him. He's too happy.
Well, maybe he's happy because he doesn't have to listen to Kurt Cobain write more music.
Yeah, agreed. Bobby, what are your thoughts on Nirvana?
I actually liked them. I don't think they were overrated at all.
You're wrong, Colonel Sanders. Okay, next.
Maybe. The Teen Spirit album was great. I don't know. It had a lot of hits on there for me. I enjoyed it.
I don't know. I think they're overrated.
Overrated.
I mean, again, I'm not saying that I liked a couple of their songs legit on there, but I don't think they were that revolutionary. I know they came out at a time when a lot of the hair bands were already going away, but at the time, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, they were still out there. They were the ones with the number one albums at the time. They weren't wearing makeup and shit like that, at least anymore. And really, I think if anybody changed the face of music around that time to be more serious, less poppy, it was those two bands, not Nirvana. They just got whatever associated with them, mainly because Kurt Cobain shot himself, which is a pussy move, by the way.
Kurt Cobain got.
Yep.
Well, all right. Not a bad list.